what do you do with your food habits or training habits, etc.? How do you make them work for you, and what you have to do to make them work for you? It does all link in. But that one I've postponed for a bit because we're going to do the topic today. So, Coach Helen from YouFit Studio. Now, as I said, I was kind of like meandering. As Sam, what does Sam call it? Mirandering. Sam likes to call it mirandering, but it's actually meandering through a couple of minutes waiting for people to join. Around what's happening with people's behaviours. So the topic of this one today was and is how to make your worst habits vanish. Now, one of the things I want to start with is that fundamentally, as people, what we all do, all of us, including me, is attach a behaviour or habit to something that we find valuable, whether or not we recognise it or not. And so like, I don't get that. No, I don't understand what you mean. How can be all my habits are my negative habits or habits that's taken away from my goals, like my food habits or my training habits? They're not attached to something valuable. That's not possible. And this I will challenge, because we all do it, right? For whatever reason, whether if it's constructive or it takes us away from our goals. And I did say I might rant a little bit on this, and I keep apologising ahead. Now, whether we like it or not, we do that. We attach value to something that's keeping us where we are or is stopping us in our behaviours and habits. Now, a really good example of that in a minute that I'm finding is, how can I put it? There's almost like a clinging on to the status quo, which is very bizarre if I think about this time. I think I'm look at my watch. I can do that. This month, this time 12 months ago, so a year ago, looking at my watch. I don't know why I just did that, but I'm guessing I'm thinking, right, we're in May, right? So let's just give you a fact, right? It's going to blow your mind. I heard this yesterday from someone else. 26 days from now, this is a bad value. 26 days from now, it's halfway through the year. 26 days from now, it's halfway through 2021. And if some of you were all like, you remember that? Goodbye 2020. Goodbye 2020. Let's get done 2020. Yeah, we're done with 2020. 21. Yeah. 21 is my year. I'm going to do things. 2021 is it. There. I get so much done in 20 because I get nothing done in 2020. So 2021 is my year. I'm going to do everything. And yet, habitually, still, there are some amongst us. I'm going to put myself in the pot because why not? Because I can't claim innocence on this. Still in the 2020 mindset of habits and behaviours, where actually there's a clinging to, bizarrely, in some cases, the life that we had in 2020 because there is some value in it. So what do I mean by that? So some of the things I've heard in the last week, I can't wait for life to go back to normal. I can't wait for things to go back to normal. I can't wait to go back to how things were. It'll be great when it'll be great when certain things are open, etc., etc. And so, and stick with me on this. And so what I'm hearing is that and I actually will change this now, I think, quite strongly, because in reality there's lots that actually we can be doing and can plan to be doing exactly right now if we want to be forward-thinking people. Habitually though, we've found value somewhere in staying exactly where we are. So let me expand on that. I think there's some comfort in staying at home for people. I think there's some comfort in working at home for people. I think there's some comfort from working out at home for people. And there is value in that for them. And that means that I'm working from home, so I don't want to go back to the office. I don't really want life to go back to normal, so I'm going to wait as if it's not really happening. This is a great one, right? So lots of people are being invited back to go to work in the office. Do you want to come back to work for a few days a week? No. Now, I remember 12 months ago, or maybe 14 months ago actually, being like, oh my God, I'm not going to work. I won't see people, it's awful. And at that time, there was more value in the habit of going back to work and going back to see people, because it was socialising, it was seeing people, being lots of people. Roll forward 12 months, people are like, I don't want to go back to work. Because there's more value in being at home, having more flexible time with the children or with your significant other or with your own time. And now that holds more value. Now that's a work example. Now let's flip this to, I don't know, let's just go there, like training. Can't wait for gyms to open. Oh my God, I can't believe they're closed. Oh my God, my life has ended. I can't go to the gym. Oh my God. Roll forward 12 months. I'd rather stay at home, do a home workout, something. It's cool, right? Because there's more value in staying at home. I don't have to put my gym kit in the car. I don't have to organise travel or changing or having showered or anything. I can just leave my living room and go get showered. It's cool, right? It's all well and good, right? There's more value. So what I'm saying, there's more value. Now, take those behaviours. Take those behaviours, and then flip them to everything in life, and it works the same. If you are someone who is still eating, or say off plan, or still not training, or still not doing something, whether you like it or not, you have found value in something that you are doing or not doing right now, as opposed to something you were doing or not doing 12 months ago. Like, I'm seeing this fundamentally across everything, really, in terms of life. And that's really interesting with large percentages of people. Now, a great exercise, and I've used it before, and I will use it again, I am sure. And that's to kind of consider what really holds pleasure, actual genuine pleasure in things that you're doing right now. Because as much as people say, I want to change this, I want to change this habit, I don't want to be doing this, part of what you have to recognise is there is some pleasure, is some value or enjoyment out of what you are doing right now, even though you recognise that it's not conducive to changing either your mindset, your environment, your mood, if it's a environmental thing, your health, your weight goals, whatever you're doing right now or not doing, there's some value in it, right, that's keeping you where you are. And it's down to that. Now, the exercise is pretty much, I do it with a few clients over the last week because of these reasons. Like, what are the pros and cons? What are the pros of staying exactly as you are right now? And people go, there can't be pros of staying overweight. There can't be pros of not training. There can't be pros of not leaving the house or not socializing. Surely not. Actually, really, if you get down to it, there are pros for everything, right? Like, there's value in everything. There's pros, same thing, right? There's pros in not doing something. So ones I've heard for pros for not changing or staying with someone else, what I've heard over the last few months. If I stay as I am right now, a pro for me is that I can keep blaming COVID that I'm unable to do something. I'll use the excuse, and then there was a language excuse. I'm not putting words in somebody else's mouth when they wrote this. I can use the excuse of COVID for as long as I want. Pros, I can eat whatever I want, always, whatever I want, with no controls. It's a pro. It is a pro for people, even if they realise that there's a con that comes with it. There's a pro there. Pro, I don't ever have to leave the house. Pro, I can stay comfortable. Pro, I don't have to face anything. Pro. There's always a pro for not doing something. The thing is that you also have to, yes, you have to ask yourself the cons. And do they always outweigh the pros? In majority of cases, the first thing to do is to recognise what it is that you're attaching a pro or a value to for how you're behaving right now. Because then you have to really ask yourself, is it as pleasurable, as valuable as you really think it is? Now, 9 times out of 10, when I do this exercise, there's always a 1, right? Now, 9 times out of 10, I would say most clients will find it enlightening, because they'll say, right, what's the con of staying the same? I'll be overweight. If I keep eating whatever I want forever, I will keep gaining weight, and I'll keep feeling shit, and I'll keep, excuse my language, and I'll keep feeling poor mood, and I'll keep feeling awful, and it also will continue. If I keep blaming COVID, I will never take responsibility for my actions. I will never become accountable. If I keep behaving the way I am, I will feel terrible. Now, the language that someone uses to the two sides is really different. These are all things that people have said or written. So the language for the pro is very much like, is it pleasurable? Is it extreme pleasure? Or is it kind of like, I'm staying somewhere safe? I'm staying in a safe place. But the outcomes, the language that comes with the outcomes of holding on to this value is higher up that scale. It's higher up that scale. It is the word language I'm using. I would feel terrible. Swear language, I won't say it again. I would feel terrible. I would feel awful I've had it all. I've had it when someone said, "I'll feel fat and disgusting." That's quite strong language. They are stronger feelings and emotions for changing something. With what a lot of people need to do, and what we all need to do, is understand what is the pro of staying where we are right now. What is the pro of not changing, of not recognizing that the opportunities are there right now to go and make change. What are we holding on to that's more value at home, in our comfort zone, in our little bubbles, in our little worlds? What is really here that's more value? And is it more value, or will it be as more value in another 12 months time? Right, I'm talking about the last 12 months and now. What about another 12 months time? Will it still be as much value then? That's a humdinger of a question. I doubt it. I doubt it, right? But these are the kind of things that we hold on to as people, right? Whew, I feel like I got it out now. I feel like, what? I've been exorcised. My demons. See, now I'm going to be talking about how to make good habits better on Friday, which means I've got to find something that isn't rantish. Again, do I apologise? No, I suppose I don't really apologise, because I think you just need to get out there and do things, people, and let go of the things that we think is valuable. That's the bottom line of this. Like, really, we have so much opportunity right now to make change. And the main thing is you've got to let go of whatever it is that you think is valuable right now that's keeping you where you are, because it really is not valuable in the slightest, if you really think about it. Just the last bit, sorry, there's a little bit more that had to come out there. All right. So, keeping on habits, and I will make it more positive on Friday. Not that it's an overwhelming negative, it's just, insightful. Friday, how to actually, if you're looking to make change, or you're creating some habits right now, maybe you've got some habits you do want to let go of, like we just discussed. Maybe some habits and stuff that you need to like let go and understand the pros of changing. Maybe you already started working on some, but Fridays will be like more about how to build on those, like how to make those bigger in your life, or how to take like a little tiny one and make them big, right? And make them big hitters, good success rate, great success rate, and keep you running forward. So that is on Friday. As always, I will put some links up for us on Facebook and Instagram. So if you want to work with us a little bit closer, you can be able to close, then you can hit us up and do that. Got any comments or anything else you'd like to add, always message me, because I love that. But in the meantime, have this best part of the day. Have a fabulous evening. Get out there for a walk. Get your steps in. Sedge just joined now. Sedge, I'm just going, but Sedge and Bav, get your steps in. It's a lovely evening, and I'll catch you both and anyone else on Friday.